Thank you, Paul. President McCurley, it is my privilege to present you with a candidate for an award of distinction. In particular, I'm recommending a candidate be awarded as Distinguished Fellow, Adjunct Professor of Mohawk College. This honor is proposed in recognition of community leadership. I am pleased to introduce Terry Cooke to be recognized at today's convocation as a Distinguished Fellow, Adjunct Professor recipient. Terry, could you please stand? Terry Cooke is President and CEO of the Hamilton Community Foundation, which has played a leading role in mobilizing the community to address issues like increasing access to post-secondary education, strengthening neighborhoods, and reducing poverty. Terry served with distinction as a founding member of Mohawk's Community Access Strategy Cabinet, mobilizing the expertise of the Hamilton Community Foundation to support innovative measures to bring education to priority neighborhoods. A recognized leader in community development and collective impact, Terry's a strong advocate for addressing social, economic, and health disparities and building a shared prosperity in the Hamilton community. He has led the Hamilton Community Foundation to launch Abacus, a strategy that leverages innovative education practices that encourage middle school students to persist in their education pathway. Mohawk City School has received a significant amount of support from Abacus, specifically the fund working with such partners as the Eva Rothwell Center and Mission Services. Terry's career includes leadership positions in the private, public, and nonprofit sectors. He served as chairman of the region of Hamilton-Wentworth from 1994 to the year 2000. He is also a past chair of the Canadian Urban Institute and served on the board of Community Foundations of Canada, as well as a number of corporate organizations. In recognition of his community service, Terry has been a Paul Harris Fellow and a two-time recipient of the Queen's Jubilee Medal. Terry was inducted into the Hamilton Gallery of Distinction in 2016. President McCurley, given Terry's accomplishments, wisdom, and dedication to Mohawk College's community, I recommend that the Board of Governors bestows upon Terry Cooke the award of Distinguished Fellow, Adjunct Professor, Mohawk College, with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Terry and President McCurley, would you please join me now to acknowledge this honor by virtue of hooding? Congratulations, Terry. I now invite you to address convocation as its honorary speaker.
Well, thank you so much, Meg, and President Ron, members of the Mohawk faculty, graduates, and families. This is a high honor and a touching moment for me. To be recognized in this way by an institution that I hold in such high regard, and under Ron's leadership has become such a champion for the role of all students and all kids to have a place in post-secondary education, both here in Mohawk and across our community. It's also a poignant moment for me. I, about 40 years ago, managed to skip both of my undergraduate convocations. Not something I'm particularly proud of, but I was in a hurry at the time. Hurry to travel and get on with my career and run for office and do other things. And I think what I failed to recognize, but with time and experience I've come to acknowledge, is that graduations are great mileposts for all of you who are crossing the threshold of effort and commitment and experience. But it's really not about you. It's about everybody that assisted you along the way, and in particular, your teachers and your families that made sacrifices that allowed us to succeed. And so today, I'd like to do what I didn't do 40 years ago, which is to recognize some folks who were important in allowing me the opportunity and the privileges that I've had in an extraordinary career over that time period. I specifically want to recognize the people of this community who at 24, when I first ran for city council, instilled in me a confidence that, frankly, I didn't deserve, and allowed me the opportunity to develop leadership skills and relationships that have served me well into the present time. I want to thank and frankly, over the course of 5 elections, made the good or bad judgment to continue to elect me, so to the highest municipal office in the community. I want to thank my team at the Community Foundation who share the passion of President McCurley and your Mohawk team that every child in this community, irrespective of race or socioeconomic status or indigeneity, have a place in post-secondary education and should accrue the benefits that all of us gather by having opportunities like the education you've had at Mohawk. And finally, I want to do what I hope you'll do with your families, which is to say to my 3 kids and my wife who are here with me today that but for your support and perseverance and journey with me every step of the way, we couldn't have done what we've been able to do together. I love you guys, and I'm so very proud of the contributions that you are all making. By the way, I'm really happy that you didn't requisition my undergraduate transcripts, because I suspect that I may have been summarily dismissed from this high honor, because I think I spent a little more time in the gym in the downstairs John than I did in the library, and that too is not a path I'm recommending to any of you. I did want to say on a serious note that there are junctures in our history that command all of us to do more. And Ron McCurley tweeted today that it's World Refugee Day, and there are 70 million people in this world who have been forcibly displaced. And at a time of rising and terrifying political populism and xenophobia and fear of the other, right here in our community in the last week, we have borne witness to members of our LGBT community being brutalized for having the audacity to celebrate their pride in hard-won civil rights. And I would say to you as you go forward with the honors and the certificates that you have earned, that the added obligation that we all share is to ensure that nobody is subjected to harassment and abuse, that nobody should live in fear, and that all of us should have the opportunity to contribute our best abilities to the betterment of community. We have to do, as my grandfather always told us, we have an obligation to leave the place better than we found it. And graduates, now is the time for us to raise our voices and to bring our spirit as allies to ensure that every marginalized citizen is protected and safeguarded and feels a place of inclusion and a celebration of diversity that makes the best of our community and that reflects the best of Mohawk College. So on behalf of my family, my team at the Community Foundation, and so many citizens who have been so good to me, I simply wanted to say to all of the graduates, congratulations on a job well done. Good luck, Godspeed, go forward and make this a better place. I wish you the very best, and I'm grateful for this honor today.